I just got off an interview and it had to do with paranormal activities. I was being interviewed because they wanted to know my story. And it was quite interesting because I divulged some information that I don't normally say publicly. And after I said that, and I said, well, it's out there, who cares if people know? Who cares if people know my story, although it might seem very weird to many? It doesn't matter because we all have a story. And for those light workers and old souls, you might need to hear those stories that are weird and strange. And a lot of you have lived it. A lot of you have lived through trauma. A lot of you have seen a lot of dark things. And when you go tell your friends, they don't get it. Or you hear voices in your head, they don't get it. Or you think maybe you're possessed with a spiritual attachment, they don't get it. But if you are going through it, you know what I'm talking about. I was there. And when I spoke to the lady who interviewed me for her podcast, she was like, wow, that was a really great story. Thank you so much, because now people can understand they're not alone. People can understand that they're not losing their minds. And that's the problem with a lot of this spiritual things we're going through, that spiritual growth, the duality within humanity, the dark and the light, possessions, dark entities. Not everyone's affected by them the way others are. Some of us come in with themes or missions to transmute and heal the darkness of this planet. And for those, like me, who are here for that reason, you need to learn how the darkness works. You need to experience it. So you probably are having more than strange circumstances than others. But that doesn't make you weird. That makes you very strong and powerful. That you came in with a theme to experience the darkness and then transmute it and learn how to do that. So you probably have special gifts, a connection to yourself, that knowing who you're and what your power is. And maybe you're just learning. You know, when I was a young child, I could see dark energy. And the dark energy was all around when my vibration was low. So as a 4-year-old child, a 5-year-old child, you don't understand vibration. But what do you understand? You understand, I'm sad, I'm scared, I'm fearful, or I'm happy, I'm joyful. And when you're joyful and you're happy, you're in a high vibration. So what do you see? You see beings of light, you see angels, you feel loved and secured, and you hear things, you matter, you're important, you're beautiful, you're all those good things. But then your mood changes, your vibration drops, and you can sense it's coming. And you know it's coming, and you tell your mom, Mom, we're changing, we're going into the darkness again. And she looks like you, what are you talking about? But you can feel the shift in energy. And then what happens? The dark beings come out. The devil, the this, the that, the scary stuff. Now, I believe the way we interpret them or see them is how our brains understand them. So we might be experiencing the same energy, let's say, but I may see it this way or that way, and someone might see it this way or that way. None of us are wrong. It's what we need to perceive it through our belief systems. So as a child, when the energy of the house dropped, because my vibration dropped, and I went to a different frequency, I could see all those scary things that used to keep me up at night. And I know a lot of kids out there will say the boogeyman's here, or something's in the room. I believe most of them are seeing things. And as parents, we don't want to even admit it because it's scary. Here's a story. One day, my daughter, she was about 6 at the time. No, sorry, 6 months at the time. Maybe 7. And I wasn't in a good place. I was like really upset, tired, and kind of sad actually. So I'm sitting on the couch in the middle of the night with her, but she was crying. And all of a sudden, she's going quiet. She makes this noise and she's pointing to something. Well, I know it's a dark energy. It's an entity of some sort. Because I was not in the best place. I was feeling sad. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not scared of this. I'm just going to all of a sudden it sits down beside me. I can feel it. I'm like, oh my goodness. So kids see the things. And I know a lot of parents get really freaked out when their kids are saying, Oh, mom, there's a ghost here. There's something in my room. Parents don't want to hear that, so they freak out. But I believe in most of those cases, those kids are feeling or sensing something. And if you let go of the fear parents and have these talks with the children, they're going to explain what they are. And sometimes you can tell by what they're looking at. They're looking at a beautiful being of light, an angel. And you feel that peace in your heart because although you might not think you have a gift, you can sense. We all have the ability to sense energy. You get that creepy feeling from creepy ones, you get that beautiful feeling from beautiful ones. So, we're in this really neat time where there's some people that are going to resonate with what I talk about, and there's some people that are going to say, this girl's nuts and shut it off. But it's for those people that can hear me. Because if you can hear me and you can understand what I'm saying, then you're probably one of those light workers or old souls that came here to hold the light for those that can't. I have a gift, and my story is pretty amazing. But in a nutshell, my gift is the ability to hold the light so that a client can release a possession, a spiritual attachment, dark energies, traumas, belief patterns that no longer serve them. And how do I do that? It's actually quite simple to explain. I create a healing space full of divine love. And then it's really up to the client to choose if they're going to allow a healing or not. And is it done at the mental level? Not usually. I always say people come in with an open mind, but it's being done at a higher self level. Is that person ready to release? When I'm looking at a client and they're either emotionally, mentally, or physically, something's wrong with them, I don't look at them in their sickness. I never have. It's not that I'm being cold or ignoring it. I look at a timeline where they are healthy, happy, joyful, abundant, all that good stuff. And that's where I see them. And then it's up to the client to choose what they want. Do they want a gradual healing? Do they want a 180 healing? Do they want a miracle? It's up to them. So I don't take responsibility for people's healings because I can't, because I'm not them. What I can do is create a healing space. And some people take that healing space and use it for huge positive change. And others will take a smaller change. Positive but smaller. And there will be some clients sometimes that will come just to prove it didn't work for them. And that's a-okay too. Because if their belief has them coming in that it doesn't work, I'm going to prove it, well, what do you get from this universe? You get what you put out. So when I wake up every day and say, today's going to be a beautiful day, what do I get? A beautiful day. It's all my perception. I'm creating it. If someone comes in saying, this is not going to work, if I feel I can break through the resistance and get them to a space of neutrality, of openness, so they can get some healing, I'll do my best. But if someone's coming just to prove that it's not going to work, I figured, you know what, they're going to get exactly what they want. Proof that it's not going to work. Every soul has its journey. There is no right or wrong. There are some people on this planet that are going to choose the ascension, meaning they're going to work every day on themselves to become the best version of themselves. We all have duality, the dark and light within us. So as that dark energy leaves, more light comes in. And we have to heal layer by layer. There's lots to heal. We're multi-dimensional beings. So if you're working on yourself, and sometimes there can be some frustration, I get it. Why aren't I moving fast enough? How much more do I have to go? I've been doing this for so long. When does it end? And sometimes you just want to give up. I've been there. But the message I want to say is never give up on yourself. Never, never, never. You do the work and you accept where you are, because where you are is perfect. We are multidimensional beings. We have so much to heal. We came in with these really big themes, these big missions. So I want you to pat yourself on the back. Look where you are. And if you probably take a few moments you'll probably notice that you've made some pretty great progress. Are you the same person you were 2 months ago, 4 months ago? I'm sure the answer is no. So we heal in layers. We get better. We lose old belief systems. We see things different. You know, some people are like this, but as they do the work, they start to broaden, then broaden and broaden and broaden. There's always more layers to pull out, more things to see with more clarity. So as you're going through the healing process, it's being compassionate and kind to yourself. It's knowing that you never give up on you. We're headed to this ascension. There is no way the dark energy of this planet, which is coming from human consciousness, can stop us. We are the Wayshowers. I know that's a big word, right? How do you feel when you're leading the way and others will follow? If you feel like you're losing your mind as you're peeling the layers, going through the traumas and healing, you're not alone. You can feel kind of confused in your footing. It's because the healing process does not feel so comfortable. But it's something each person needs to go through as they go through their own journey to the ascension. But not all souls are going to choose this. They can choose not to. They can choose to stay in duality. And that is not wrong. There is no wrong or right. That is their soul's progression. And we have to honor it. We can't change the world by forcing people to conform to what we want. The way we change the world is to accept everyone as they are. To hold the light as a beacon for those who are ready to wake up. And to show compassion for those who aren't ready. Just because I believe something doesn't mean everyone has to believe it. Just because I like something doesn't mean everyone has to like it. We are all unique beings of light. We're spirits having a human experience. And when you can see things in a broader view, you'll get it. We're magnificent. We're powerful. And if anything, I know I'm all over the place today. I'm going to post this just the way it is without any edits, because the ones that resonate with this will listen. And the ones probably already shut it off long ago. But when you start to work on yourself and realize where you are is perfect, the right circumstances are going to come your way. The right learning lessons are going to come your way. And then we say, shouldn't it be easier by now? Well, if it's not easier, then no, it shouldn't be. Because where you are is perfect and evolving. What you're going through is perfect. Life's a bit heavy on planet Earth right now. If we take a moment to align, connect with our divinity, reconnect, we can hold the light for so many others. Reconnect with yourself. Do the work. That's all I have to say today. I'm sorry, that was a bit of a rampage. That was just coming off of some energy because I had this kind of cool conversation where I was my authentic self, talking about the stuff that happened to me very openly. And that's what that girl's channel is all about. So I said, you know what, here, I'll just be as honest as I can be. Because honesty can be difficult because it's, it's telling, oh my goodness, look what happened to me. And it was kind of weird. And I will actually start making videos about my story because I believe the story is much more common nowadays than ever before, or at least people listening have had some really strange events happening to them saying, hey, how did this happen to me? And when they hear them happening to other people, they feel more confident. I'm not alone. You're not alone. We are all part of the one. And what's happening to you is beautiful in that you're healing and becoming more of who you are. In our experience, although sometimes they seem crazy and weird and unexplainable, and to some people it is unexplainable, because not everybody goes through the experiences or challenges that a light worker goes through. From what I see, light workers, old souls, We've come in with some pretty heavy themes. And when those themes, those themes that we come in with, they have us going into the dark. Why? Because how do you transmute or heal the darkness without understanding it, without experiencing it? So a lot of us had those traumas, a lot of us had those bad experiences, a lot of us had that fear. So we can look it in the eye and say, I'm no longer in fear. I have this connection with my divinity. And no matter what's going on around me, I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to stand in my light. And I'm going to be okay. You got this.